Right, good evening. Apologies there. We've had technical problems with this old XSplit Gamecaster trying to get the live stream going. I don't know how stable it is, and I don't know whether you're hearing me, but we'll see how things go. I hung off to the last minute to see if Slim was going to make it in time. But we're here, we're doing Friday Night 9-ball again. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do all of it, but we'll do some of it as much as we can. We have a match here between RTX 5090 graphics card up against Spectre Dawn, the master of Friday Night 9-ball, and also going for his first major title on Sunday evening against Cobra in that Virtual 9-ball World Championship final. So at the moment, Spectre Dawn get it back to within one. We have RTX getting the 6th ball. Again, just to stress, that doesn't mean 6 and out. That means he just has to get to the 6th ball or pot the 6th ball legally at any point during the rack, and he will win the rack. So I think we've got about 8 players in this week's tournament. So I wonder whether we've got the bracket. What have we got? Well, this is a first round match. There's I think it's the same as the other week there. We've got one first round match, and then the other guys are all either waiting on the result of this match or they're already playing their second round matches. So this is the only first round match that there is in the tournament. The rest have all got buys. Just give me a wee second, we'll be back in a sec. Let's see if I can get this spam to work in the lobby. So we're into rack number 7, and Spectre Dawn, having been trailing by 3 racks to 1, is now back to 3. Now, hopefully, Cobra's going to confirm that you can hear me loud and clear, because nobody else is. In fact, there only is Cobra in the stream. The guy, there was 2 or 3 in the stream when I attempted the first time round, and then I had to quit because I had to set up my stream again. This old XSplit Gamecaster software is so out of date. It is extremely unreliable. Certain functionality doesn't work anymore on it. But as long as it will still work at some point, it's handy for quickly firing up a stream, provided everything works. So the audio is better. It's not Fast Eddie was saying, and I did listen to the stream the last time round. It was actually there was far too much coming out of the bloody mic the last time round. I think I've fixed that. Let's see if I can move that logo down a bit. There we go. Check that. Check if I can get my lines working. Yes, I can. So this is a sort of warm-up for Spectre Dawn in preparation for the final, and there's a result through already. Romario has blown Matt away. I presume Romario was getting something of a handicap, but I wouldn't imagine he'd been getting a huge handicap. What was he getting? Where the hell's the result? Well, he was getting a 7-ball, and clearly Romario always plays in a hurry, so he certainly made the most of it. So Matt has come and gone. In fact, speaking of Matt, there he's in the stream. So Romario's in a bit of a hurry this week. Well, this is going to be awkward. There's nothing worse than being over the top of a ball. And that 2-ball will cut into the side. The only problem is, well, the 3-ball does go into both corner pockets. And the line the cue ball's going, well, he's actually overcut it. Well, is he going to get lucky? Almost flipped to 4. But he hasn't left anything on. Well, everybody knows Romario can be completely contrasting from one match to the next, so we'll see how he does in his next round. He's the perfect example of blowing hot and cold. I don't know that that's the best shot that RTX is ever going to play. In fact, it's so bad he's left it on. That's poor. And, well, we all know what the inevitable punishment's going to be here. He's going to find himself from 3-1 up. He's going to be 4-3 behind in the next minute. Welcome to Bill. Good afternoon, good evening. Well, need to remind people, we have the big match over the weekend. It will be kicking off at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening British summer time. That will be 2 p.m. Eastern. It will be 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you're anywhere in between, then it will be that time. Race to 25 between Spectre Dawn, the want-to-be champion, and Cobra want to win another title. So Spectre Dawn does take the lead. So RTX is learning the hard way from poor safeties. And that 3-ball drops in top right-hand corner. Well, half a shot in the 1. And unless he gets the wrong type of bump on something, if he does run into something, he should probably still have a shot in the 2-ball. Well, he ran into the 4, but it's done him no harm. And everything's wide open. And we know where this is going. He just got himself a bit straight in the 4, so he had to bail out. 2 rails will get him around. Now he has to watch that he goes probably top side of that 7-ball to avoid the hit like that. Now if he can just hold the cue ball there, he'll have an angle just to drop down onto the 8, which again he has done. That's perfect. That's how you make your life easier playing these games. Get yourself the right angle every time. You can't go wrong. Well, the high bedhead cut, but the 9 ball I think is comfortably off the rail. So it really should be very little problem here. Well, that will be 4 in a row for Spectre Dawn. Six ball into the left side pocket. One ball not going anywhere in particular. Not exactly easy to play a decent safety here because of those 2 balls being there. I mean, you can push the one ball into them, but you've got to run the cue ball a fair bit if you're going to try and get some cover on that. I think that's the problem with this shot. Is he trying to billiard the 4 in? Yeah, I think he had a go at it. Now, this is where RTX has to show Spectre Dawn the punishment that he can get if he makes a mistake or he misses a shot. So RTX has a chance here to deliver. Well, as long as he gets reasonable enough in the 2, he should be able to hold there for the 3. 4 balls wide open. And again, it's always critical. It's so easy to make a table that's not that difficult end up being difficult just because you end up getting the wrong side. And this shot here, and I think is perfect. He's got to go through a little bit because he wants the angle to drop down past the 9 onto the 5. So you've got to leave the right angle in this 4. And that is the right angle. And likewise with this 5 ball, he's got to be careful that he doesn't bump into the 8 ball. I mean, if he bumps up into the 7 ball, it won't be a problem, but he wants to get closer to this 6 ball if he's going to go forward and up that side. He maybe want to come back the way. And the old VP4 escape route. He's judged the draw well, and now, of course, that 7 ball isn't going past the 8 ball, so he's got to get up into the middle of the table, left-hand side. This is where a bump on the 8 ball would be fine. Tell a lie, I forgot he just needs the 6 ball as his money ball. I forgot the handicap already. Well, that makes life a lot easier for RTX, just having to get to the 6. That gets him back to within 1. And of course, looking for the follow-up. Well, I've got a bit of bad news in terms of YouTube. If you are a streamer on YouTube, you would have found out this by now, but maybe a lot of you guys aren't. But the news is that for small streamers like me who don't have a big following, YouTube have made a decision that as of January 2027, I don't know the exact date, but they are going to make it even more difficult for small streamers to end up making income from advertising on their channel. At the moment, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, which I still don't have. So I was always going to struggle that way anyway. The other thing you have to have is over 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days, which I do have, but I've just got that and no more. Or you have to have, I think it was like 10 million short views. Well, I don't do any shorts for smartphones and stuff like that. I don't do that. So what counts for me is having 1,000 subscribers and having over 4,000 watch hours. Well, that has now been blown away because as of January 2027, they're now doubling the amount of watch hours you need to have in 365 days. You have to have 8,000 instead of 4,000. So the fact that I'm struggling to get to 1,000 subscribers is bad enough. But even if I got to 1,000 subscribers now, the problem is then I need to have double the amount of watch hours on my channel in order to make revenue from advertising. So I think we can more or less give that up as an idea. That's blown me right out the water. Aye, I mean, it's all very well, you know, that guy using my videos, but he doesn't make any mention of where he got the videos. Not that I can understand, because obviously he might have wrote something somewhere on TikTok that I've not seen. But I have to say, though, a lot of the videos are old videos. I mean, they're at least over a year old. So he's not doing it regular. You will feel the second order effects. What the hell does that mean? Well, a wave of new followers. Well, the wave is a bit of a ripple because I don't notice anything different. Like I said, I don't think he's all that active. Welcome to Happy Dolo. No, there isn't any light bar tonight because I'm doing this on the cheap tonight. I haven't got XSplit Broadcaster going. All I've got is the old Gamecaster software, which you don't need to do anything dramatic to get it set up to work. You just have to hope it works. And my first attempt tonight didn't work. I had to re-put in my stream key to get it to work again. Anyway, back to this match. Spectre Dawn has opened up the gap again to 6 racks to 4. RTX, I think, can see most of the 4 ball, but I think he's going to have to maybe... Well, I don't think he needs to do a great deal to pot that 4. I think he was fine. The only problem is he's got to avoid the 9 ball here with this cutting the 5. Because he's got to put, you know, get around the corner, but this cue ball wants to run into the 9 ball. He's trying to get it around tighter, and it could do with bumping into the 8 ball if he's going to go that line. He's trying to get it tighter to avoid the 9, but he's just underhit it a touch. Now again, the danger here is coming that direction and heading towards the side pocket, trying to get to the 7. Well, he's making sure he's avoiding that. So he's, mind you, again, that's the second time already I forgot about the bloody handicap. Oh, the final's set for Sunday evening. Yeah, it's Sunday evening at 7 PM BST. Well, again, to mention to those who've joined us, that semi-final match that we had, that was my highest amount of viewers I had for one match, 33 we had at one time. I don't know whether we'll get that for the final, though. I think it just depends at what time of day it is and what day of the week it is, but we had 33. I know it's not thousands like some of the trendy young kids are getting on YouTube, but 33 for me is bloody good. There's another result come through, and Fast Eddie has blown Stefan away by 9 racks to 2. No, there wasn't more than 40, no. No, in fact, I'll tell you why I know that, because I went into the analytics of the video, and it shows me a graph of the amount of viewers, and the maximum was 33. I saw 33 in the stream, well, 34 if you include myself, but 33 actual people watching, and that was confirmed on the analytics statistics. I've never had 40 in a live stream. That would be a nice barrier to break. Anyway, now who is Mark? Have you got a VP4 identification or handle, to use a trendier word? But welcome. Well, RTX is one rack behind. He's going to rub off this 7 ball. Oh, Jesus Christ. Pot, man, how many bloody profiles have you got? Anyway, good to see you back again, Pot, man. I hope everything's going okay for you. Well, it's either a thin cut or a bank. Where's this cue ball ending up? It's going to end up nowhere. Well, now he's got to come up with a decent safety here. That 8 and 9 ball are quite a big target to try and drop behind, but the thing is, if you don't get there and you send that 5 ball up the table to the top left-hand corner, the chances are you're going to leave it on. Oh, a new phone, is that what it is? Well, you're going to get a new PC as well. Well, good luck. Hope to see you again soon. Back online. Well, Spectre Dawn, I don't know what happened with that shot there, or whether he tried to play a safe, but anyway, he left the 5 ball on for Spectre Dawn. But Spectre Dawn's got himself hooked. Now, this would be tough enough to jump over and actually keep the cue ball in the table. Well, you obviously haven't been around for a while, Potman, but the good news from my point of view is, you know, the problems I've been having with my PC, you probably don't even know that at one point there, I finally grew a pair and decided to look up how to update my BIOS on the PC, which I've never done before. It took me all of 30 seconds to do it once I read the instruction. I had an old USB stick that had actually the old VP3 stored on it, so I deleted that and formatted it, and I did an update on the BIOS of my PC for the very first time, and I also reinstalled Windows 11 the other week there as well to do a fresh clean start, and everything has been working like a dream, apart from my audio, which got messed up a bit, but I've managed to work that out. So this PC is working as good as it has done since the day I got it, more than 10 years ago. Welcome to Eddie, or Fast Eddie, I should point out. So remember as well, guys, if you are in a different time zone on Sunday and you can't make the final of the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships, you will be able to watch it on the playlist for the tournament. Well, that's a huge mistake there from Spectre Dawn. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do, but he's trying to obviously pot the 2 using the 1 ball, and he missed it by a country mile. So he's just sort of lost the plot a wee bit there, Spectre Dawn. Now, the only thing that's sort of helping him a bit here is this 6 ball's dead in the short rail here on the bottom, blocked by the 8 ball on one side, and fairly tight to the rail, I would suggest, to try and cut that in. Well, it isn't. It isn't frozen to the rail. Well, I held off and I held off to 8 o'clock there to see whether Slim was going to arrive, because I'd much rather he did this, obviously because of the time it is, because like I said, when I did come into the stream here, I might not be here for all of this, guys, like the old days where I used to quit before the end of it, but I'll do as much as I can and see how the brain starts deteriorating in an hour or so's time, if it's not already deteriorating. So RTX having a kick and a hope, and he's not going to get anything from it. Well, don't forget though, Spectre Dawn has to pot this 6 ball, and that's a lot easier said than done. But he's pretty good at getting into awkward spots and getting out of them. Oh, I mean, I've already forgotten that RTX is getting a 6 ball twice. I've forgotten the handicap twice. That's my usual first mistakes that I make. Well, he's left himself well into bedhead territory here with this cut. Now, we know it isn't flush to the rail, but, you know, he's going to have to get this flush to keep it going along that rail. This is definitely nowhere near a gimme, this 6 ball. But he's nailed it. He's got a bump in his 7. Oh, he's going to have a tough one again. I mean, the pot's bad enough where it is, but look at again where the 8 ball is. And there's another result through. And Bankster has taken down Vertical Liquid by 9 racks to 6. And again, I would imagine Bankster would be given Liquid of, some weight in that match as well. Yeah, this is a difficult one. I mean, the pot itself is bad enough, but the cue ball is going in no great direction. And he's running out of time here. Yeah, he had to have a blast at that in the end. He was running short of time, but look at where the 7's going to end up. He'll be happy with that. I think that is fairly close to the rail. There's enough off the rail, though, to actually have a go at the bank. There's room past that 9 ball for the bank. It's tight, but it does go. It's not come off too good. Where's it heading? No, where's it heading? Oh! Well, he's probably just going to stun onto the rail here and leave the higher cut in the 8 ball. No, in fact, he had enough straight line movement there to go forward. I thought he had to stun off the rail above the pocket with that angle, but he was fine. So he's going to be 1 rack in front again. With an opportunity maybe to get to the hill. Remember, this is a first round match. It's the only first round match there was in tonight's tournament. The rest of them are all, some of them have actually finished their second round matches. Well, the good news for RTX is the break is dry. The bad news is he's going to have to do a long jump over that 6 ball to get to the 1. And I don't know whether this cue ball is going to catch any of the 3. But if it doesn't, he should still have a shot in the 2. The only danger with hitting the 3 is he could end up hooked behind it, just depending on the pace that's still left in this cue ball. But Now he's maybe having doubts as to whether he can make this. I certainly would have no idea whether I would make it over that, because I've never really played a lot of jump shots and get practice at it. And RTX found out the hard way that he had to get the angle right. So ball in hand for Spectre Dawn, and he's looking favourite here to be breaking for the match in a minute. Well, there isn't a problem. Now he can go forward and come above that 8 and 9. Doesn't want to be interfered by the 8 and 9 though. He's just hampered a bit over this 8 ball. You've got to watch the English in the tip here on this cue ball. He's got to watch now that he's jacking up and get off the rail. So forward and back into the table would seem like the sensible shot here. Again, he's just left that a bit short. You know, he's now probably going to bump into the 9. Unless he really wants to do something more controllable on this cue ball. He's just played the bump. He's got the bump right. It's heading in the right direction. Everything's fine. So Spectre Dawn will be breaking for the match. And RTX might not be getting another shot here. It looks like another dry one though. Oh, look at this 1 and 9. It's a cut up the rail. He's going to be going for this. Is he going to drop the 1 into the side, or is he going to play the combo? I mean, you can pot the 1 and drop up to the 2. Now, if this goes too flush to the rail, might still hold the line, that 9 ball. Is he going to try the run out, or is he going to play the combo? That looks reasonable enough, and it did hold the line. Well, that's the handy thing you need. A quick rack. And now, trying to take this all the way. Desperate for the follow-up rack again. And remember, I think this is also rack money, where that 9 ball rack is further up the table. But he has got a couple of balls. The 7 and 8's gone. And that, I think, is about it. Oh, I think he can pot that one. He certainly can. He's got to make sure, though, he gets right out into the table, because that 2 ball is well interfered with by that 6 ball. You've got to get way over to here to have a shot. I mean, you could try and run the cue ball and get crazy, but he might not have a shot in this 2 ball playing this if he just has to play it for the pot, because that cue ball is going to come out to here. Well, I'm pretty certain he could have potted that one. He's decided to play the push out, and as Steve would say, that's not a good push out. I mean, he's pushed to a bank. Is Spectre Dawn going to take the bait? No, he isn't. He's trying to duck and dive, but he hasn't played a good one either. And he might find himself in a bit more trouble this time. The only danger here for RTX is he's going to push that 1 ball past the side pocket and getting ever closer to that 9 ball. So he's got to be careful here what he does. He's not having a blast at this as well, is he? Yes, he is. Well, he hasn't got the cover. It's going to be a problem again, though, because again, this is interfered with play, this 3-ball. But he doesn't have a lot to do with the cue ball to have a shot in the 2, so I reckon this would be Arnie time. Because I think that RTX won't be getting back to the table. The angle's there to just draw past that 6-ball, it looks like to me, but Spectre Dawn's not even doing that. He's prepared to just take the 4 at distance, get back into the table. The 5-ball gets past the 9, no problem. So it's game over for RTX. Spectre Dawn marches on again. You don't forget, I think that was it Bankster that done Spectre Dawn the last time round? It might well have been. So good enough start for Spectre Dawn, giving away the 6-ball. Gets a 9-7 win. And that now means that Larry has an opponent for... Oh, tell a lie, that's Bankster that's playing Larry. What am I talking about? Where was that other match? Well, they're down the bottom. They're down the bottom of the... Why did I think that was a round 1 match? I got that completely wrong. They were already playing the round 2 match. Oh, it was Liquid and Bankster that was playing the round 1 match. My bad. Let me just do a refresh on this damn thing. Down to, what is it, 30 seconds? It takes that bloody long. Right, so we've got Bankster playing Larry in round 2. And Larry's a rack behind. You've got Romario through to round 3 after that win against Matt. And Fast Eddie is just lining up with Spectre Dawn. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll go in and see how Larry's getting on with Bankster. Now, Bankster's getting the 8-ball. A 1-rack lead. And Larry looking that he's going to be squaring this match up here. Oh, no, he didn't want to do that, I don't think. I don't think he wanted that. Mind you, it's a big pocket where the 7-ball is. Where he could have done without running into the 5-ball. But the 7-ball came to the rescue. Made it a big pocket. Oh, is this getting there? Yes, it is. Dragged all the pace off of that there. You don't want to be dragging all the pace off of this one. You want to get down onto this 8-ball, and that's pretty good. Good angle. So tied ball game, 3 racks apiece. we'll keep an eye on that match with, is it Fast Eddie Inspector Don? Totally forgotten already. It is. Bankster, of course, the most dangerous VP4 player with a handicap, although it's not quite a major handicap for him in this match, getting to the 8 ball. Well, again, there's traffic, and Bankster was trying to do acrobatics with the cue ball to avoid a collision, and taking that option meant that he missed the 2, but he's got a lucky roll here. And if that, well, if he'd missed the 8 ball, it would have been a better safety, but it's an easy kick. In fact, you can see the edge of this too, I think. He hit that far too thick. Okay, he hasn't left anything easy on, but he had to hit that a lot thinner to get length on that cue ball. And Larry colliding with the point of that side pocket. Now another good chance here for Banks to get the right thin edge on this 2 ball and get down towards the 4, but he's not hitting it. Okay, he's kept it tight in the rail, but you want to get distance on these safety shots. You've got to get length on them. That creates as much a problem as anything for your opponent. Larry's trying to get there. He's nudged the 2 out a bit, but the length there now creates a problem for Bankster. Now, he could bank this, or he can go for the thin cut, and he's overcut it. But he's going to, I was going to say that he was going to get away with it. I thought he was heading for a bump in the 7 and, tucked behind that 9 ball, but he didn't get the hit. But Larry gets his reward for playing a decent safety. And he should, dare I say it, he should be out. Now, he just got to get himself pushed forward here and over to the right. 6 ball over the side pocket. Where can this go wrong? Eddie is getting the 5 ball. Oh, that's bloody generous, that is, I'll tell you. If he can't make the most of that, it'll only be down to the fact that he's not getting to the table, because I can't believe he can't find his way to the 5 ball most of the time in Iraq. So Spectre Don's going to have to play very good and keep it tight. A very healthy handicap, that, for Eddie. And meanwhile, Larry looking to get himself into the lead. I'm going to have a drink here. I can feel myself dehydrating. Well, that partial eclipse was a bit of a joke round my way, because when it got round to near the time of the eclipse, the clouds started gathering, and then the next thing I know, when I looked out, it was pissing the rain, so you couldn't see anything. And just for the benefit of those in the UK, the next total eclipse in the UK is 2090, so none of us are going to be seeing that. But the last one that we had in 2000 and whenever it was, the one that they all went to Cornwall to see and they couldn't see it because it was all cloudy down there. I can confirm that when I went out into the back garden when the eclipse happened then, it wasn't total up here either, but there was a weird feeling. The birds did go quiet, but we didn't have the totality that they had down in Cornwall that year. So that's the only sort of partial eclipse I've ever seen in my life, not including the one that I didn't see the other day. And meanwhile, Larry's getting down to business here, opening up a gap. Now, is he going to come into the table? I think that's the safest route. Come back into the table high enough. He's trying to do a bit of spinning here to play this on the side. I think I would have been much happier just getting up into the table. But you see, there's the mistake. Don't say the commentator isn't right, Larry. You should have come right into the table and make your life a lot simpler with a fairly straight pot into that corner pocket. He left the cut, the more testy shot into the side pocket, and that's a fail. And that's, well, it's a big swing in terms of the scoreboard. It's back to all square. So Larry shot himself in the foot there. And what we'll do is we'll a quick tab. Has this match started yet? Why am I not seeing things updating there? Oh, there we go. We're one apiece. Why the hell's that taking so bloody long? Oh, I've chose the wrong one. That's why. The 30-second tab's at the top. Right, I've got it now. So they're one apiece in that match. And Romario's waiting on the winner of this one. Well, Larry back at the table. Now, so the 3 ball has gone. The 4 ball is away too tight past the 9. The 4 ball goes into the side, so he's got to get this cue ball moving if he's going to have a shot at the 4 ball anywhere. Well, he's got half a pocket and it will go in off the jaw, but you really don't want to be playing these if you can help it. And he's just squeezed it in. But there's the problem. He didn't risk doing anything with the cue ball and he hasn't left himself any shot in the 5 other than an edge. He might actually end up potting this, believe it or not, cutting this into this bottom left-hand corner pocket. Stranger things have happened. We had a go at it. Oh, now where's this cue ball going? This looks like a disaster. No, it isn't. It's perfect. I thought that was heading for the old scratch, but he's nailed him to the 9. Bit of a lucky roll there for Larry, but he'll take it. So now Bankster having to prove his worth with the old kick shot. Well, loads of spin there. That's a great shot, a great hit. And he's not left anything simple. Yeah, can you get the cut angle on that? I don't know that he can. Into the left-hand corner pocket as we look, I don't think he can. You can certainly cut it the other way. Yeah, he's trying to duck and dive again. Try again behind that 9. And that's very well done. But again, this is quite a big target. I don't know whether the side pocket's a bit in the way here for Bankster to try and get this hit on the 5. But he can certainly spin it up a bit to try and make the line to get to the 5. If he doesn't hit it direct, he can certainly kick it off the rail in behind the 5. Maybe it's just below the side pocket, the line. I think it is. Looking at the line that he's taken, got the hit direct. Again, he's got a pretty good roll here. As he left an edge showing. Yeah, well, this is a safety onto the short rail. You cut this to the long rail to the short rail and run the cue ball around the rails, because that's all you can do. Well, Larry's hit that far too heavy and far too thick. He wanted to get it to the rail to send it there, and he's got it far too thick in the first place and left it all on for Bankster. I mean, the shot was there to play what I was talking about, but he had far too much of the 6-ball to start with. And Bankster's got that cue ball on the money there. That's perfect. Oh, Larry will be regretting that shot that he decided to play the 9-ball into the side pocket when he should have got the cue ball into the middle of the table to play it into that top right-hand corner, because now he's finding Bankster going into the lead. Now, is that the 9-ball that went into the side? I think it'll come back up. So the 9-ball spots, because we're playing spot money, not like we are in the current World Championship 9-ball where we have the golden break on. Well, Bankster misses the pot in the 1, but again he's sort of got away with it, although he has left a bank. And I think Larry will take the bait here, unless he's going to try and duck behind the 4-ball. He plays the bank. Again, he's going to have work to do here with the cue ball. Got to get into this to get on the 3. He's a mile off the pot. And look at where the cue ball ended up on top of the 3-ball. So nothing about that shot there from Larry was any good. The pot was way off and the cue ball was way off, leaving himself no shot in the 3. Well, the cross bank is on. Well, Bankster's played a bit of a howler there as well, although it's sort of got to the rail, but that little bump, Larry's going to cut that in. And now Larry gets the right bump on the 5-ball. Sitting very nicely in the 3. And he should be out again, because there's not a problem in the table. Anything that will be a problem will be self-inflicted damage, almost like that, where he's trying his best to hook himself. In fact, he's having to twist that a wee bit, that cue ball. Bye-bye. That gets rid of that shit. Well, he just squeezed past the 9. Well, this match may well be going all the way. I think Larry should be getting himself out here. Let's have a quick look and see what's going on in this other match. It looks as if we're 2 apiece at the moment. Larry back all square. Rack number 11. Race to 9, remember. All rounds, straight knockout. No double elimination. Now, I heard something drop. The 2-ball has gone. And here he's come into the room to stir up the shit in the room now. I wish I hadn't muted him. Because that's what happens. He goes into the room just to spoil things as well now. But then again, that's why we have moderators, if there were only any moderators around. I'm pretty certain the cut's on in this 3-ball. And he's going to be running into something here. Oh, he's played the bank. Maybe the cut was way too thin. How's the cue ball? Well, it's trying to get there. It's trying its best. But he's going to have to dig out another good pot. That's well played. Loads of right-hand English there to check the cue ball back the direction it came. So Larry, odds on here that he's going to regain the lead. All into the left side pocket. Partner the Red Sea again to leave that 1-ball plumb into the corner. Now, just slightly the wrong side of the 1-ball here. Now, he should be on the 2 into the side unless he fancies it somewhere else. I mean, but the only danger here is just overhitting it and getting it in the middle of no man's land. But he's sort of now in the middle of no man's land. Now, he could try and draw across, but the 6-ball might be in the way. He can go up and down. In fact, the 7-ball might be in the way as well, the way the angle looks. So he's going up and down. Watch that knuckle. He's missed that, and he's lying good in the 3. I'm beginning to seriously think that Stubb does have some sort of well, what's the politically correct way to describe things? He might have some sort of mental health issues that we aren't aware about. That and I'm quite serious in saying that because he doesn't quite grasp the point that he's a bit of an arsehole by constantly doing what he's doing. So you have to think that he's got maybe some sort of mental deficiency somewhere along the line, and that he doesn't realise that he has been an arsehole. Or maybe it's the opposite way around. Maybe he completely knows that. Well, I don't care what one it is, but whatever one it is, he's an arsehole anyway. And, well, the same applies to him as well if you're saying it's that German pot machine half-wit, because he is an arsehole. Well, that's a mile off. And Bankster, well, he's going to have to get back onto the 8 ball because that's his money ball, but there's no reason he can't get there. And that's another one that Larry's let go. So 2 significant mistakes by Larry could end up costing him this match, because he should maybe have had this match in the bag by now, and he hasn't. And as long as Bankster stays in this and is allowed to stay in it, he may well take full advantage come the end of the match. Back to 6 apiece. Ball in the break, 4 balls gone, shot in the 1. 2 ball is handy, I think. Well, that 3 ball will go in off the 7. If you push the 3 onto the rail, you hit the 7, you're always going to go in. It's there to make it a big pocket. So let's see if he plays the shot I would play. I'd be playing this to the rail. I wouldn't be trying to pot this clean, because the chances are you're gonna take too much. Well, he did pot it clean. I would have probably went to the rail, just for safety's sake. Is this any good? Is he gonna have to cheat the rail here? No, he's got enough room. Well, if you lose this one, Larry, you've only yourself to blame. And now, who's that again? Is that who's No Doubtable? I can't remember who the hell it is. And what's this funny thing that you're typing before you say stuff? What the hell's that symbol? That's like some sort of weird keyboard you're using. Who's No Doubtable again? Remind me who it is. I've totally forgotten. Oh, it's Blind Hog. You must have fingers on you like spades. Did you? You must have said that a while ago, because I don't see it in my chat. Anyway, welcome. Now, what's happening? Well, we've got Bankster on the hill. Overcut the 1. Again, though, he's got away with it. Now, well, Larry can certainly kick into the back of the 1, but he's got to try and kick this the right way to try and get cover behind that 6. Well, he's got it in terms of the cover. It's not a problem to hit it, though. That's going to leave Larry a shot, but Larry's now going to have to deliver. It's no miss now for Larry. Semi RTX bout got spec, didn't he? What kind of hell bloody English are you talking about here? So you're deciding that RTX is semi-pro now? Don't start stirring that one up. Right, well, three ball, tighten the rail. Larry's got distance. Now Bankster. I tell a lie, not the 3 ball, the 1 ball. But he can, if he gets this thin, really thin, and uses the 3 ball as a stopper, he can certainly get length on this cue ball. But not Bankster. He's going all out for the pot. He's going for the kill. And he's lying perfectly on the 2. The 3 ball's not a problem. He's just got to get out onto the table for the 6 and then get back. This match is over. Oh dear, commentator's curse. I don't know what the hell Bankster's tried to do there, but he completely took his eye off the pot, and Larry lives again. What the hell's Bankster planning to do tonight? It's, he said, who the hell's Generator Bomb Force? He says, Hughes should be banned for abuse too. He also insults people in the lobby. I'll insult anybody that needs insulting. I'll give you that. I can't remember the last time I insulted somebody in the lobby, though. I prefer abuse somebody in the lobby rather than insult them. I'll certainly abuse people in rooms. Oh, meanwhile, Larry in his battle for survival here, and he's in a position that he probably shouldn't have been in. Gets himself back to within 1, now breaking to take the match all the way. Well, I did say earlier on it's probably going to go all the way. Well, I don't think I'll say this. I think anybody that gets abused by me deserves it. That's all I'm saying. Anybody that gets abused by me is asking for it. Not much point in me going to my bed tonight. I'm up at 4 o'clock. Why, what's happening later? Do you know something that I don't know, Tam? Anyway, welcome. I said I did give warning earlier on before you arrived that I might not see this through to the end. Just depending how I feel. At the moment I'm reasonably okay, but I can hit the sleep wall at any time, and usually that would have been about an hour ago. But I've sort of got away with it so far. Well, Larry, you've got to be taking this all the way now, unless you scratch in the right side pocket, but I don't think he's going to be anywhere near that. Oh, he's checked it up. He's checked it up. He's actually checked it up. I think he put left-hand English on that and tried to scratch the bloody side pocket there. What a numpty. That was a huge risk to take there, Larry. I'm pretty certain he put left English on that to straighten the cue ball. Well, still a bit of pressure in this cut in the 8. And got to watch that right side pocket as well if he starts spinning over that direction. Much safer just to come down the middle of the table and leave the cut in the 9. See, again, he's trifling with the side pocket. Harvester. Right, what the hell's happening with the chat here, folks? Because I'm seeing a symbol before. Now, Tam's just typed something harvester, and I don't know whether you guys can see it in the chat. But on my phone, I am seeing a symbol with an A, a small capital A. next to where Tam has typed Harvester. The same thing was happening with what do you call them? With who the hell was with Blind Hog? That's who I was trying to think about. Yeah, I've got. It's a thing that looks like it looks like a bloody no, I'm seeing a symbol. I'm seeing a symbol that looks like a picnic table with a letter A in the bottom right hand side. I think there's something wrong with the chat because it's happened with 2 or 3 people. Strange. Can't work it out. Anyway, Larry's got himself hooked, I think. Yeah. Well, whatever he's going to do here, this is tough. Is he lining up for a jump? He doesn't seem to be. Trying to get the cut, he's overdone it. And that will be that, I think, because this 7 ball just needs dropping into the side after the 6. And Bankster is going to get through, but Larry knows where he lost this match. The 2 racks earlier on that should have been his, and he sold them. He sold out on them both. That's where he lost the match, not this rack. So you're seeing things after. Aye, that's membership tags that you're seeing. Tam's a member of the channel. He's not cheap like you, Cobra. He's actually a member of the channel. So he's got a black star tag next to his name. Well, there we go. Well, Larry goes home, but he's got nobody to blame but himself because we saw the errors of his ways. And meanwhile, let's jump into this match that's been going on. And Spectre Dawn is pulling away here against Fast Eddie. Fast Eddie getting the 5 ball. So that shows you how tough it is to beat Spectre Dawn if you're not getting enough table time and you're not getting to that 5 ball. £1 a month it is to support the channel. You're not paying, and well, I mean, what I could do is I could just make it members only for the live streams, but then all everybody would do is just pile into the room. I could do that. I could just make it members only live streams and see how that went. Well, Spectre Dawn's left himself a wee bit short in the 6, but again, you don't expect him to make a mess of it. I should have got that link off Facebook for you, Tam. There was a spoof news report that somebody has made about Rangers Football Club going back into liquidation. It was hilarious. I should have got the link. I don't know whether you've maybe seen it, but it is. It's like a spoof news report with Rangers deciding to go back into liquidation because they're so shit. Well, Spectre Dawn on the hill, breaking for the match. easy amused. Oh, it's always funny laughing at Rangers, definitely. Well, I think it's dry. Now, is there enough room through the gap for Fast Eddie to have a shot in this? Barely. But I think he can just nick it. I think he can just nick it. I'm pretty certain he can just get a little... Well, he's going the other way with a bit of right English to come out of there. But he might spin away and not get enough of this ball in the first place doing that. No, he has got it. He had plenty of room. A tall order now for Fast Eddie, especially where the 5 ball's sitting. So 3 ball, and then he has to get a good line in the 3 ball so he can play to the 4. They're valued at £5 billion, I was seeing in the news. Their valuation. Oh, the yardage started now, folks, so be warned. I've just suddenly hit the sleep wall. Well, how can he get out of here onto this 5 ball without running into something? Oh, he needs the right hit, and he's not got it, so he's going to have a long combo. I mean, this is actually fairly easy, this combo. He's just got to get this going flush to the rail on that point in the 9, and it's going to go in, and he just nicked it onto the rail. Nicked it onto the rail. And that might be it for Fast Eddie. Especially if this 5 ball goes in. There's no way you can see Eddie getting back to the table from this. The one good pot at White to Sweet has gone in. Well, I think we've got our first finalist. I'm pretty certain that's where we stand. I think Spectre Dawn is into the final. I could be wrong. So it's going to be a 9-4 win for Spectre Dawn. More practice in his warm-up for the final. Not tonight's final, Sunday's final I'm talking about. Right, so there we have it. Spectre Dawn into the final, and we will now join that other semi-final match between Baxter and Romario. And Romario looking to take an early 2-0 lead. There is no handicap in this match. We're playing scratch. This, I'm watching the, I don't know whether you guys can see it in the stream, but I'm seeing a little bit of stutter in the run of the ball. And I think it's, I mean, it's obviously down to this old software. It's not running quite as smooth as I would like it tonight. I mean, it could be the internet that's doing it, but it looks more like the software's sort of on its last legs a wee bit. Well, here's a chance for Baxter to get off the mark. Wide open table. Needs to spin past that 9 though. He's just got there. You know, not seeing it, and I'm seeing it on my main screen. It just looks a wee bit stuttery, the way the ball's rolling. Hopefully I'm not doing some kind of scan in the background. Hold on a wee second. No, I don't see anything running in the background. Yeah, it's a bit jerky. That's how I would describe it. Just a wee bit sort of, definitely not running smooth. I just think it's Gamecaster that's doing it. I think it's a software that's playing up a bit. But anyway, Bankster is going to get himself on the scoreboard here. Cue ball. Oh, well, both of those balls there, the 7 ball and the 6 ball, had a go at nudging that cue ball in. 7 balls going up the rail and gone in. But no real shot in the 1. Yes, he can have a go at it into the top corner there. That's some shot, especially with the 2 ball sitting, being sort of messed about with by that 4 ball. It looks as if he's having a go at it. No, he isn't. He's trying to duck, but he's going to scratch. He's going to scratch. Well, the 5 balls get plenty of room past the 9, so again, there's no problem in the table. It's all about whether Romario can keep his concentration long enough. So the mistake from Baxter with the safety has cost him this rack. I expect the Don can go and have a lie down or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, because he's going to have a little while before he's got his opponent in the final. Well, the ball has gone in. A shot in the 1 up the rail. 2 ball middle of the table. 3 ball has gone, I think. Well, that's gone wrong. He's still got the 6 ball into the corner. That's going to go at the jaw. Well, in fact, it's going to the rail. And he's got second prize, sort of. Yeah, well, I think if you I think if you jack up and you play a bit of a spin shot, you can catch enough of that 6-ball maybe. Although I don't know what the hell Bankster's looking at here. He's looking to go across the table. Got the hit. Where's this 6-ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Well, they're both going in. That's a disaster. Maybe a bit unlucky as well. So Romario with the bonus chance here to stretch the lead even further. He's going to have to run this cue ball this time unless he just decides to keep it top side of the 9, and I think that's what he's going to do. 9 ball's comfortably off the rail, so he should be nowhere near the side pocket when he's running this down the rail. So the gap now goes to 3, a 4-1 lead. 5 ball into the top right hand corner, a bump in the 3, a possible combo in the 9. He might have a blast at this, knowing Romario, but he's going to get a roll as well. The 1 ball gets a double kiss off the 9, rolls into the bottom corner. What a jam he get, and he's lining the 2 with a 2-4 combo. Well, you know what we say about flukes, it's not the fluke that matters, it's what you make from it. And it looks as if Romario is going to stretch the lead even further. No excuse not to. I'm looking at Romario's ratings and I'm thinking, well, if Romario comes through in this match, what's he going to get against Spectre Dawn? And I'm guessing that at best, at the very best, he's going to get the 7 ball. I can't see him getting any more than that against Spectre Dawn. Commentator's eye says that if Romario wins this match, he's not going to get better than a 7 ball against Spectre Dawn. So the lead goes to 4. I'll have a quick drink. The break's dry. Baxter has a chance, but it's just a wee bit awkward getting to this 2 ball. Well, it was awkward to get to the 2. He got himself hooked on it anyway, but he was a mile away with the pot and the 1. And again, Romario gets a roll of the ball. Not a difficult kick on the 1. But the 1 ball breaks free. Now, is that staying in the table? No, it isn't. So again, Baxter given the opportunity to try and stay in touch here, and you think he's got to get out this time. So you think he's going to get better than that? He must have a similar rating to Romario, though. I don't think he's got much higher than Romario, has he? I mean, not that I've been paying much attention to his rating, but you could be right. I don't know. You think he'll get the 6 ball as well? Well, if that's the case, he definitely will then. Well, Baxter needs to keep his concentration here. I'll drop the 6 into the side. Drop the 7 into the other side. Now, is he going to come down towards us or round the back of the 8? I don't know what the angle's like, but it looks as if he might be going round the back of the 8. No, he isn't. He's down towards us. So just a little dab. And he should be back to within 3. Now, again, this is a bit like the shot Larry played. Why the hell is he going forward? I don't understand players sometimes. I mean, he's trying to leave this as awkward as he can. And Larry paid the price for it. And this time, Bankster's put it away. He should never have been there in that 9 ball. Never. Well, I think the 5 and 6 ball followed each other into that top right-hand corner pocket there. Middle of no man's land in the 1 ball, though. Now, I suppose you could say the 1 ball does pass the 3, but it's tight. Certainly, in fact, it probably goes past the 2 as well, believe it or not. And he's trying to duck for cover. Got a nudge in the 3. Has he left enough of this 1 ball? I think he might have. Oh, aye, if he's in 2-2-7-4, you will be right then. What's he done here? Well, he's gone and hooked himself. And of course, he might have hooked himself again. Yeah. Well, he can try spinning to catch an edge of the 3, but that was awkward. First of all, he played it far too hard. He didn't give that any spin a chance to work the cue ball there by hitting it too hard. So here we go again. Bankster with ball in hand, trailing by 3. Chance to narrow the gap again. In fact, I think Romario accidentally had the amplify on there when he played that shot. That's why he hit it too hard. If I'm going by what he's just said in the chat. But anyway, Bankster won't be caring. He's just trying to get himself out here to stay in the match. So that's 2 in a row for Bankster, much needed. Can he keep it going? Well, I don't think he's going to get any joy in the break here. Didn't see anything go. But it hasn't really left anything simple on for Romario. He'll just be looking to try and play a decent safety, I would imagine. And that ain't it. There's no way he should have been running into any of the 2 balls if he was going to play a decent safety. He's left it all wide open. Oh, I forgot about the 2 ball. I thought he was perfect in the 3. I've just realised there. He's gone and hooked himself in the 2. Well, maybe he made the same mistake as me. That's a great jump, though. That is a very good jump at distance. And he's going to be bumping the 4. He's got to play this at dead weight to stop this 4 ball escaping. Oh no, he decided to play the bank. He might have been better to do what I said and just run into the 4. Well, Romario better start getting his game head on here, because this match is just threatening to sort of, even though he's got a lead, it's just threatening to sort of fall apart on him here. He has to re-establish the lead here. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, left it short. Cue ball running all over the place. Where's it going to finish up? He's going to finish up. Hook behind the 8. And it's just threatening to all go pear-shaped here for Romario. This is just a typical Romario match for me. You know, he's done okay to get a 5-1 lead. And now he's finding every way to try and end up in a disaster. And here we are again. Baxter, 7 ball up the rail. 8 ball sitting there handy. And it looks like another rack on the board. It's going to be 3 in a row. And Romario could already see the nightmare unfolding in front of him. And that's him still sitting there with a lead. Well, Baxter chooses to leave the long straight 9 ball. Got to keep that cue tip central on the cue ball, and he plants it straight into the corner pocket. So the 3 in a row run gets him right back into this, trailing by 1 rack. 7 ball in the break, looking for a decent safety. Well, that 1 ball's tight to say that it goes comfortably into the side, but he could play a decent safety here. And he hasn't got it. He should probably have been in behind that 2 ball. Didn't get the line right. So again, Romario has first chance. Where's that going to go? So he's probably going to end up just coming around the corner to play the 3 into the top right-hand corner. Nothing else than that. He's trying to get above it. He didn't have to, but he's got there. Romario trying to steady the ship here. Stop this Baxter comeback. By the way, Tam, are you there? You still there? You know, I noticed something on ITV4 the other day, and the only reason I'm asking you if you're still there is because you're in the age group that would know who I'm talking about. You know who Tony Asoba is, don't you? I actually served him one day. No, Tony Asoba. McLaren in Porridge. Scottish actor. Played McLaren in Porridge. He also played Chaz in Dempsey and Makepeace, right? Well, I was watching an episode of, and you can actually get proof of this yourself, but this is what political correctness does for you in modern television. He actually came into our shop in Kilmarnock. I can't remember what he came in to buy, But I knew him straight away, so as soon as I saw him. Anyway, I was watching an episode of The Professionals the other day when I got home from work. And Romario, well, I thought he'd hung up the phone there. And Tony Asoba had an appearance in it. This was the episode, it was episode 10. If you go to YouTube, you can watch it, and you can see the difference in the end credits on the YouTube episode of the show to the ITVX episode that you can watch. And I'll tell you what it is. And this is where modern society's political correctness has all gone up shit creek big time. Tony Asoba played a guy, and it was the episode where they were. It was set in a bowling alley, 10-pin bowling alley, and there was a nuclear bomb supposedly going to get let off, and Bodie and Doyle had to obviously sort that out. So they were surveying undercover in the bowling alley, and Tony Asoba played a guy playing 10-pin bowling, been a bit obstreperous and been not very pleasant. And to cut a long story short, the episode finished and the end credits go up on the TV episode that they were showing on ITV4. Now, I know that Tony Asoba in that episode had no character name. Pamela Stevenson was in the episode as well. Her title was Attractive Blonde. She was a druggie in it. She played a druggie looking for her dealer in the bowling alley. And Tony Asoba, do you know what his character's name was in the end credits? And always has been on all the episodes of The Professionals that you've ever seen repeated. Well, his actual title was Handsome Negro. That's what they called him. Right? And I watched that episode on TV the other day, and when the end credits went up, I thought, I don't see Tony Asoba's name on the end credits. And it bugged me so much that I went to ITVX, I got the episode, I ran it to the end credits, and I watched the end credits, and sure enough, they've removed his name from the end credits, or his title and his name, so he doesn't get any mention in the credits anymore on the episodes you'll see on ITV or ITVX. So I thought, I need to convince myself, because I knew fine well it was titled Handsome Negro. And so I went to YouTube, and they've got all the episodes of the first series on YouTube. And when you go to YouTube, yeah, I mean, the political correct way would be to call him that now, wouldn't it? Handsome person of colour. But because that, now the question I asked myself at the time is, maybe Tony Asoba contacted ITV and said, look, I don't like that on the end credits anymore, take it off. Now, if he did that, and that was his choice, and they answered his request, then that's fine. But I'm thinking it's the other way around. I'm thinking it's because somebody somewhere has written in and said, I don't like the fact that they've called this guy Handsome Negro, and they've decided to comply so that they don't upset somebody, and they've removed it. So now he doesn't get a credit in that episode. He does on the ones on YouTube, if you watch it, by the way. It's hilarious. I bust out laughing. At the end credits on the one on YouTube, sure enough, his name's there, and his title is there. It's bloody ridiculous how it goes. Everybody's scared to upset somebody because you're not using the correct adjectives nowadays. The Dixie Classic Fair, and it was a 100-year tradition. It offered somebody out there, it offended somebody out there, and now it's called Classic Fair. Right, because is this because they're talking about we're talking about the blacked up guys? Is that what we're talking about, like Al Jolson type stuff? Is that what we're talking about? We're going down that road. I can believe that as well. I mean, let's be honest. The first things they done over here is right. You now don't get Uncle Ben's boiled rice anymore. It's just Ben's because the uncle bit was offensive, and because it was a picture, a photograph, or an image of a gentleman of colour of a certain age, they get rid of that. Now you don't have Robinson's or Robertson's marmalade anymore with the gollywog on it because that was offensive, and now you've got Paddington Bear on it. It's bloody hilarious. And now you don't call bags of midget gems anymore because that's offensive. Now, I must admit, in all the time I've been in Tesco's, I've never seen any people of a certain limited height coming in and complaining about midget gems being offensive. But they're so offensive now that they've changed the name on the packet. Bloody hilarious. Anyway, back to the business in hand here. Romario is still in the lead. And it's threatening to go back to just within one rack here with ball in hand for Bankster. Yeah, vertically challenged. Well, I don't get many vertically challenged people coming in complaining about. Nobody ever walked up to me and said, I don't like those sweets there being called midget gems. That's why that Brad, what's his name? That Brad, the little stand-up comedian, he's a dwarf. He's actually quite funny on YouTube. Brad Williams. Type his name in YouTube and watch some of his stand-up stuff because he's hilarious. Because a lot of his comedy's built around himself being a dwarf. Now, I mean, how politically correct or how unpolitically correct is that? People actually paying money to go to a gig to watch a guy who titles himself as a dwarf and he does stand up. Yeah, he can reach the mic. It's a handheld he uses, by the way. Do you think he jumps up between sentences and between breaths to actually speak into the mic? No, but he is funny. Right, Romario is going to be on the hill, and this is to see who's going to play Spectre Dawn in the final. So Romario's going to get first shot at it, breaking for the match. And the 3 balls get in, the 8 balls get in, and is he going to have a shot in the 1? Yes, he does. Well, if Arnie was here, it would be hasta la vista time. He's not making it particularly easy, Romario. He's got a dodgy shot in the 2, got the cut into the side. And 1 decent shot to get in the 5 ball, and he should be home and dry. Now, what time is it? It's just gone 10:05. Yes, it's been single elimination for a good few months now. All races to 9, including the final. Right, well, good luck Sunday, Cobra. And there we go. Romario is through to the final with a 9-6 win over Bankster. And Romario, well, what did we decide? He was going to get the 6 ball against... Well, the problem with the double elimination part is the tournament's been dying a death. We actually had 1 week where the Friday night 9 ball didn't go ahead. And even with double with single elimination, it's still a struggle to get at least 8 people in the damn tournament. Right, room is up. We'll get ourselves in and get ready. And no, that's the short answer to that, Potman. We've got a little cluster of Vietnamese players, all gratis, that come in. But you know, we're not. The numbers aren't improving in the lobby. They're just pretty much the same. So Spectre Dawn has arrived. Romario's maybe taking a bathroom break. Right, Tam, good night. Well, here we go. Lag for the break. Romario on the right-hand side. Spectre Dawn is going to win it. And, well, it's actually better than we thought. Romario is getting a 5 ball, which is as generous as he can get other than 5 and out. So Romario just has to be good enough to get to that 5 ball every rack, and it should all be plain sailing. And he's got first go here. The break from Spectre Dawn was dry. A cut back in the 1 ball. The cue ball looks to be taking a good path. The only problem is the 5 ball. Well, he's tried to make sure he was getting on the 2 rather than letting the cue ball run, so he stunned it to the rail, missed the pot. Definitely got himself in the 2, but you've got to get the pot. The problem with the shot I was talking about was running it around the rails and coming that direction. The problem is that it could be interfered with the 5. So he did the right thing, was to guarantee a shot in the 2. But, of course, you've got to get the first part, the major part of the shot done, and that's pot the first ball. And whether you think it or not, that was Romario's chance to get off the mark. And it is pretty much come and gone in the blink of an eye. Because Spectre Dawn is probably not going to waste this opportunity. Well, I don't know whether you heard, you were here earlier to hear that I had my record amount of viewers in one session in that semi-final match in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships between Albinario and Spectre Dawn. I had 33 at one time. That was the highest amount I've had in a live stream. And like I said, also, I think we might struggle to beat that in the final. But we'll see how things go. The final is 7 p.m. on Sunday, British summertime. And if you can't be around to see it, it will be on the playlist for this tournament. The playlist for the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship is there on my channel. You just go to playlists and you pick the one you want to watch and pick the match you want to watch off that list, and you can watch it all if you're not around to see it at the time. So Romario had first go in the first rack from Spectre Dawn's dry break. Missed the pot. Spectrodon does the rest. And this is the problem every player has against the higher rated players. If you're getting something as good as a 5-ball as your money ball, you can't expect to have 2 and 3 goes to win the rack. You might only be getting that one chance. And if you don't take it, then it's more than likely that the rack's gone south. And that's exactly what happened right there. And again, Spectrodon 2 in a row. The break is dry this time, though. Romario is going to have to do a 2-ball jump if he thinks he can get to the 1. I think he can. I think he can jump over that. Not that I'm an expert at jumping, I'm far from it, but I think he can jump over that and get the 1. But he's looking to have a kick here, I think. Oh, no, he isn't. He's looking for a push. Well, I think Spectrodon will fancy this. Now, I think Steve would say the same thing again here. That's no good as a push shot because he's going to jump this and probably pot it. Well, he's going to bank it like that and have half a shot and the 2 into the side. Quick look and see if that 3-ball goes on. The 3-ball's got plenty of room. I thought it was stuck on top of the 4-ball there, but it clearly isn't. Romario's attempted safety hasn't worked out very well either. Now, how's Spectrodon going to hold for a shot in this 3-ball with this angle in the 1? He's just trying to play it dead weight. I think he's just overcut it slightly. So here's the type of chance that we're talking about. This is Romario getting a chance, probably unexpectedly, but all he has to do now is pot 3 balls, and he's got himself back into the lead. And immediately he's gone wrong. I think he thought he was going to get a bigger chunk of that 4-ball there, but he just grazed it and no more. He can still pot it, but it just makes life that more difficult on this 5-ball. But all he needs is a 5. And it goes. You know, if Romario can get a ball in the break and a shot, he's a pretty good favourite to be getting to that 5-ball in the rack. Well, I don't think he's going to get much here, though. Yes, he's got a ball. 2 balls gone. Not a great shot in the 1, but he's just trying to nick it into the side pocket there. That was far too tight. Spectrodon lining up over the edge of that 6 for the jump. Well, again, an unexpected miss in terms of the pot from the jump shot. So Romario, once again, back at the table, not expecting to be. And I think, again, the jump stick's coming out for over that 7 ball. And I don't think the mistake will be made this time. No, he's not getting 5 and out pot, man. He's just getting a 5 ball. Well, a cue ball was never going to be able to be played under any great control when you're playing a jump. But he's going to try and nail him to the 4. And again, that is so poor. It's such a poor touch from Spectre Dawn there, playing that shot. He's not even got cover on it. Well, there's only a couple of days to go to the final of this Virtual 9-Ball World Championship, and everybody knows who's watched the streams what Steve's biggest criticism is of Spectre Dawn. And the thing is we've all seen evidence of it. I mean, his choice of push-outs and safeties has not really been the best in a lot of times. And if he does stuff like that on Sunday, he's going to get picked off doing stuff like that. Because even that mistake there has given Romario now a 3-1 lead. Well, it was such the thing about it is it was such a poor touch that he had, far too heavy, and it was an easy roll onto that ball. There was nothing difficult about it, but touched like a sledgehammer. Spectre Dawn's lining up the cut in this 1 ball, and that is just 1 cut too many. And Romario, well, he might be lining up the combo here because the 1 certainly doesn't go. So he's going to have a go at the combo, and he's nailed it. That's very well played. And all of a sudden, Romario has got a little lead here to protect. A 4-1 lead. 3 ball is certainly 1 ball that's got in. I think it's the only one that's got in. And he might be having a pop at the 1-9 combo as well while he's at it. No, he isn't. Well, if that was an attempt at the 1-9 combo, he certainly didn't take long enough to assess it. And again, can consider himself fortunate that it's finished dead in the rail, that 1 ball. That's not a bad touch, though, by Spectre Dawn. Yes, it's an easy jump for Romario if he wants it, but it's also just as easy a kick. Almost got the kick in. Well, I suppose now there's a little bit of pressure on Spectre Dawn here to not only pot this 1, which looks, again, tightish against the rail, and the 2 ball is on that right-hand side. He's certainly going to have a shot in the 2, because I think he's just played the most difficult shot of the visit here, so he looks as if he's going to stem the tide for the time being here, Spectre Dawn. Yeah, he's never going to change, Romario. Blows hot and cold, makes mistakes, blasts balls in from anywhere at times. And that's why I said, I mean, the fact Romario's getting the 5 ball, if he gets the ball in the break, he's got to be a good favourite to get to the 5 ball to win the rack. He's more than capable of doing that. But the thing with Spectre Dawn is he's more than capable of keeping you away from the table for long periods. And during that long period, he's winning racks, rack after rack. So it's one back. He's trailing by 2 with the break. I think Spectre Dawn's biggest trouble in this final so far is dry breaks. That's the third one. This time, though, he's sort of got away with it. There is a possible combo been left on, but Romario trying to keep it tight. Hasn't got the cue ball tight to the 7, which would have created a much bigger problem for Spectre Dawn. And the 1 ball gets banked into the right side pocket. Dodgy cutting the 2. 3 ball not going anywhere in particular, even if he pots this 2. But again, he's got a chance to play a reasonable safety if he doesn't. Well, he's more than likely not going to have much of a shot in the 3 ball, the way this cue ball's sitting. Trying to run it across the rails. Well, here's another chat. Well, he's actually finished as good as you could ever probably be to play a 3-5 combo here. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but it's probably as good as he ever thought he would be to have a chance at this combo. That's well played. Very good shot. Needs another good one. One more good shot to get to this 4 ball. They'll be landing on the short side. And that is pretty good. Loads of room to go up and down onto the 7. Well, tell a lie, I forgot about the 6 that's hid behind the 9 up there. I never even saw it. I'm sitting back in my chair and I'm thinking, why has he hit it so soft? Didn't notice the 6 up the top end of the table. Oh, almost bedhead territory, this cut shot in the 7. Well, we've got the conclusion of the... That's heading for the pocket, that cue ball. I'm going to tell a lie, it's going to the rail. The conclusion of the 9-ball World Championships on Sunday evening. We've got the sign-ups open for the next major tournament, which is going to be black ball. We've maybe got, I don't know, 10 or 12 people in it. There's room for up to 32 in it. And the tournament goes live on August the 26th. There's still plenty of spots available for anybody who wants in it. Well, Spectre Dawn, 2 racks in a row there, back to trailing by 1. At the table, cutting the 2, 3 ball is available, everything's available. And he's going to be back in level terms in about the next minute and 30 seconds, I would think. Did you hear what I said there, Potman? August the 26th. Is your piece? If you actually got a PC ordered, are you going to look for one? Good evening to Chimpy. That still gives you like, what's the day's day? I mean, this is the, is this the 14th? Something like that. That still gives you a fortnight to get a PC one way or another. Well, you don't need anything spectacular to run VP4 anyway. So here we go, 4 apiece. Romario's 4-1 lead has vanished. 8 ball goes in. Cue ball right in the middle of the table. 1 ball in play. Problem now, though. We all see where the problem lies. That's 6 ball. But that 6 ball can certainly be got at to play a cut on it. There's room to get to the cut, I think, on that 6 ball. Well, I think there is. I'm assuming that Spectre Dawn didn't try to get a bump in those two there, because you had to get up the table to get on the 2 ball. Let's have another look at this. I think you can get to that 6 ball. Well, we're about to find out. Let's have a look. Yeah, right on the money. And now Romario, well, he's been frozen out for the last 3 racks. He's not had a sniff at a chance at getting to the 5 ball. And this is what happens against Spectre Dawn. This is why it's so important that when you do get that one chance that you take it, because if you don't, you could be sitting on your backside for a while without a shot. And the other problem is that Spectre Dawn's suddenly decided to find balls in the break, which is always bad news for you. 1 ball thin cut. Oh, the right type of bump in the 8 ball as well. Well, again, just got to manage the cue ball here with this pot in the 4, because again the angle looks like that side pocket's bothering you, so he's making sure he's avoiding it. So a little drop into the side pocket, we'll be sitting nicely in the 7, and suddenly this match is heading in the wrong direction for Romario. He saw his 4-1 lead dwindle and go, and now he's going to be trailing by 2. Well, Spectre Don had his fair share of dry breaks, but he's found balls in the break for the last few racks, and that's why he's got himself in control here. And no sooner do I say that, well, the 6 ball has gone in, and that little bump by the 3 onto the 1 opens everything up. 2 ball over this bottom corner pocket. Well, he might have to just use the rail here a wee bit, if he wants to get out, that is. I just decided just to kill it there and leave a wee bit more of a testy cut in the 3. But, you know, provided he gets this and can see the 4 ball, you know this rack's only going one direction. And the 8 ball, well, he's had a bad roll there, because he's now hooked in the 4. And this is certainly far from simple to kick in. And here is Romario getting a chance. And it's the first chance he's had in about 4 racks at least. And he only has to pot the 4 and the 5. Much needed. So the mistake happened for Spectre Don. And Romario now has control with the break, and he needs it to start working for him as well. He's got a ball. He's going to have some sort of shot in the 1. I don't know how good it's going to be though, because I mean, that 8 ball might stop the cue ball scratching. It's a thin cut, but look at where the 2 ball, he's actually overcut the 1, believe it or not. Now he needs to get lucky. He needs to get lucky, and he has done. Well, if he can get enough, I don't know whether he can get enough of this 1 ball to actually try and cut it up by the 8 with this jump shot. Well, he didn't try and do anything like that, but I thought that maybe if he could cut the 1 ball to the rail up near where the 8 ball is, it might go in off it. But anyway, that won't matter to Romario. He's back at the table again with a pot in the 1, and he's again totally taking his eye off it, thinking about getting a shot in the 2-6 combo, and missed the 1, and you cannot afford to do that. But it's up to Spectre Don now to deal with the 2-6. Well, he's just overhit it a bit. Now, you could possibly try and play this off the 7, and that's what he's tried. Well, sort of half-heartedly. I think he was really playing the safety more than anything else. Romario thinks he can get through the gap, but he couldn't. So that's ended up in a complete disaster. What, did Romario think he was getting 5 and out? No, he's just getting the 5 ball, but you see how difficult it is to get to the 5 ball when Spectre Don's potting pretty much everything he can see. Romario has been frozen out for 20 odd minutes. But Spectre Don is going to have to probably play that 5 ball and try and squeeze it up the rail past that 8. Let's have a look. Oh, he's got loads of room. That's going in every day of the week. There's no way that's not going in. So it looks as if Spectre Dawn's going to open that gap again to 2. Because it says 5 ball, Romario thought that meant 5 and out. Is that what we're saying? Is he that much of a numpty? Where's this cue ball finishing up, by the way? Oh dear. Well, there's a mistake, and Romario lives again. Big mistake from Spectre Dawn. And that's how things happen. Running that cue ball too much. Could have left it well short there to play the cut in the 8 ball and got him down for the 9, but tried to get right on the money and ends up scratching, and Romario gets let off the hook, and we're back all square. Now, did he get anything in the break there? Because I don't think I heard anything go. No, he didn't. Romario's dry. And Romario should definitely be nailed this time. 1 ball going to get to the rail. But it's an easy hit for Romario if he can get to the long rail. But he can't. And that's what we're talking about. You've got to get married on top of the object ball. And that forces the player looking at multiple rails to get a hit. That's the perfect roll through and stick onto an object ball. And look at how difficult it was. That's why you have to get them tight, because you're immediately cutting off rails for the player. And so this time Spectre Dawn gets the deserved reward for his safety. So no problem for the 4 ball. It's hanging over the top left. Now that little nudge there in the 6 has actually done him a favour, because I'm sure that 6 ball was certainly tightish to the rail, and the little flick off it has just brought it into play to make it a lot simpler. We would have liked to have been more off the rail on this 5 ball, and he might be the wrong side of it as well. Let's have a look. No, he isn't. He's perfect. So the danger signs are well and truly there now for Romario. And Romario might not be getting another shot. So 7-6 lead. Is the break going to work for him? Yes, it is. The 1 ball has gone, and the 8 ball has gone. Shot in the 2. And it's going to be a quick rack to get to the hill, because it's going to be a 4-9 combo. Provided he can pot the 2 and get on the 3. This is the most difficult shot he's going to play. And so Spectre Dawn is about to break for the match. Well, it's going to be a quick shutdown, folks, once this is over. So before we get to that point, I hope you can all join us Sunday evening. Let's try and get that record amount of viewers broken from the semi-final. We've got to beat 33. I don't think it will happen personally, but there's no harm in trying. And it should be a good one between Spectre Dawn and Cobra for the final race to 25. It starts at 7 PM British Summer Time. That's 8 PM Central European Time. That is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you can't be there, it'll be on the playlist for this World 9-Ball Championship tournament. Spectre Dawn's still looking for his first major title, and he's had to do it the hard way. He's had to take Albinario, the defending champion, out. Well, there's Romario's last mistake right there, I think. If Spectre Dawn can get this 2-ball and get out onto the 3, it's all over. Spectre Dawn, of course, put to the one-loss side by that tremendous comeback by Cobra, where he had a 5 racks high run in that comeback. And Spectre Dawn's going to have to get revenge on him if he's going to come through and win that title. That 7-ball out the way? Yes, it is. So that will be the next live stream on VP4TV. Sunday evening. 8-ball gets out the way. And it will be yet another title to the collection for Spectre Dawn and Friday Night 9-Ball. Now, what time is it? It's 11:15. Well past my bedtime. Long past it. And because I haven't had a like bar tonight, I haven't even asked anybody to hit the like button. So take that time before you head home. Thanks for watching, folks. Well done to Spectre Dawn. Well done to Romario for getting there. I hope you can join us on Sunday. So until then,